My name is Giovanna Bernal. I'm a Panama attorney with more than 15 years of experience. And today we are doing something special. We are having an interview between Ciara, which is founder on the Panama office of Engel Völkers, is the partner and real estate agent licensed. And she's going to share with me today some insights about Panama residency, why Panama residency is beneficial for investors, especially from Canada, the United States, and they're looking for better lifestyle and better cost of living. Welcome, Ciara.
Yes, thank you. It's great to be here and discuss with you, Giovanna, about some of the insights about Panama's residency programs and benefits. Why Panama residency is important and beneficial. Let's jump right in and tell us about, Giovanna, the main benefits of obtaining a residency in Panama for expats and foreign investors.
Great, absolutely. Panama has plenty of things to offer. Panama has a stable political system situation comparison with other countries in Latin America. We have a democratic system. We have also an economic environment which is open to international investors. We have the Panama Canal, a very strategic location. And also we have the USD, the dollar, which also is quite stable. And the cost of living is quite attractive for many. Many of the questions we get are like, with how much money you can live in Panama, how much is the rent at the beaches, or how much costs an apartment near the beach with a sea view or in Panama City. So when normally we explain that to people that are looking to invest or live in Panama, they're quite surprised, especially from the United States, that prices went up very quickly as after COVID, and also from Canada because the taxes are very high. So they're very interested in knowing about the residency for taxes, or sometimes because they are not well treated in their country, their political situation is not very good. And also because they're looking for new investments. And Panama is a very good option for this type of investors or people that are looking to relocate and live in Panama.
Also for retirees, the Pensionado Program is very appealing, I've heard, offering significant discounts across services and entertainment, making Panama an ideal retirement destination for retirees from the US, Canada, that have been our feeder markets, historically. So how does this residency program enhance the quality of life and business opportunities for its participants?
Yes, it's very important to know that, well, beyond the financial benefits that we already explained, resident Panama offers the access to high quality healthcare, the possibility to live permanently in Panama for those visa options that are for permanent reasons, because in Panama we have the Pensionado visa is permanent. So all the persons that have benefits, that are receiving pension benefits, can apply to this visa. They can also invest, they can buy, they can do business in Panama. And also for those that are not retired, they can buy property. If you are from a nationality like Canada, United States, which are most of the countries that we usually talk to, they're part of the friendly nation, so they can buy property and just get the residency in 2 years, permanent residency, by investing $200K in property. And also we have a fast track, the red carpet visa or the golden visa and the qualified investor visa. It's the same visa, but with different names in English. This visa is also very useful for those that are looking to obtain permanent residency very quickly, like in less than 30 working days, investing $300,000. This time we have until October of this year to apply to this visa with this amount of $300,000, because it's supposed to go up to $500,000. So it's a good opportunity right now to do it, and you don't have to come to Panama. You can do it from home as long as you send the documents. It costs a bit more on fees, of course, because it's a fast-track visa. But if you are not in a hurry, you can come to Panama, do the investment, and do the friendly nations as well. So it's a very good opportunity to, to be here, and also for the taxes. The life the world is very complex right now. There are elections in the United States, and the people are looking for Plan B. The political situation in Colombia is also quite complicated, and people are looking for Plan A, B, C. In Canada, we also heard that taxes are very high. We were actually discussing about that. So the residency programs we have are quite appealing for those from those nationalities.
Yeah, that's right. I've had a lot of clients from the US, Canada, that apply for the fast track golden visa, which if you're already investing 300K in Panama in a property, you might as well apply for that one, because in 30 days, remotely, through the lawyer, Giovanna's law firm, you can get that residency immediately and get that visa in a very easy way. Also, let's talk about the timeline and milestones in the process. I think we already discussed it a little bit for the golden visa, which we have that 300K investment. It's 30 days once you sign the contract. But let's talk about how long does it take for the friendly nations visa, which US and Canada are included, and it's for 200K. How long would that process take, more or less?
Yes, usually people ask if this type of visas if they will get residency for sure, or if this is something discretional. And actually, it's very straightforward as long as the applicant complies with the requirements, which are like a background check, and if a family is applying, it's just the marriage license, the birth certificates, and the rest is done in Panama, besides the fast track. So usually the applicant comes here for about a week. In the case of the investment on property, the title needs to be on the applicant's name or on the name of a Panama corporation or a private foundation. And the process takes, about a week. And during that time, the applicant and the family will get a provisional ID for 6 months. Within those 6 months, in the case of the Friendly Nations visa, the family or the applicant will receive a 2-year provisional ID. And then after 2 years, there is an application for a PR, for permanent residency. And in that case, they will receive a permanent residency card and the e-cedula, which is the document that our identification ID for those that are foreigners for permanent residence in Panama.
Great. Yes, it's a great option, and we've used it a lot in real estate. Mm-hmm. Also, there's something that a lot of my clients, and I'm sure that yours, Giovanna, ask a lot about, and it's very attractive. And that's one of the attractive points in Panama is the taxes. Panama has a territorial tax, which means you are not taxed for your incomes abroad, and also our taxes are very low compared, like a tax haven compared to countries like the US and Canada. If you can explain a little bit more, Giovanna.
Yes, this is very important, and a lot of people are actually planning on relocating or transferring their tax residency to Panama because of our territorial tax system. In the United States, it's different because they are taxed on their worldwide income based on their nationality. So if they move to Panama, they don't change their tax residency. They will still be U.S. citizen for tax purposes, but they can invest in Panama, do business, earn money if they do rentals, and they can apply for a foreign tax credit. In the case of most of the countries in the world, like Canada, the European countries, the Latin American countries like Colombia, Argentina, those countries have their tax system based on residency, which means that they are taxed on their worldwide income based on residency. So if they change their tax residency to Panama, they won't have to pay taxes on their foreign income. For example, if they have rental, if they have income from stocks, like they have an account at JP Morgan in the United States, maybe they might have to pay taxes, maybe not, depending if they are tax residents there. But if they are not, or they have a bank account there and they are Panamanian for tax purposes, they don't have to pay taxes for those earnings on stocks, on crypto, on dividends, and on e-commerce trade. You can do trading or have your business out of Panama, and that foreign income is not taxed here. Also, if you receive a pension, that pension is not taxed in Panama. So this is why also digital nomads, people that have online business or that do business online, or are investors, and they have their assets outside, or they have just wealth, not really earnings, but just wealth. Many countries tax on the wealth. And in Panama, we don't tax on wealth. We also don't tax on succession. In other countries, when people die, in the United States, if the property is on your name, they will tax you 40% tax. In Panama, we don't have that tax. So this is why nowadays a lot of people are thinking about moving to countries with low taxation. And this is why it makes it very interesting for those countries in Europe, in Canada, and also United States, even though they still will pay taxes in the US, but at least they don't have to pay double taxes, or they can get a foreign tax credit. You know, they can figure it out the way to pay taxes in the US, and then in Panama only if they rent on property.
Sure. And then also, for example, even living here in Panama, for example, the VAT tax here in Panama is 7%. Countries like Canada, US, it goes up to 15%. And if you're become a fiscal resident, for example, a fiscal resident means that you already become a taxpayer in Panama, but not abroad, depending how you change your fiscal residency. Here you pay taxes based on your net income, and it can go up to maximum 25% of your net income, and it goes into brackets that goes from zero, and you can explain a little bit more, Giovanna, the tax break here for natural person, for a regular person, how the taxes work, how do
for residents, yes, our VAT is only 7%, and the income tax for a physical person, the first 11,000 in a year are exempt. Then from 11,000 to 50,000 is 15% on income tax, and from above 50,000 is 25%. So that's very useful. And also we have free trade zones for those that do e-commerce or wants to sell goods to Latin American countries. They can establish in a free trade zone, and in most of them the income tax is 0. And in some of them, it might be a bit more, maybe 2 or 5%, depending on the regime. But it's also a good incentive to bring your business, right, and have an office here or a warehouse in Panama.
Yeah, you become 20% or 50 or 30% wealthier just by creating a tax strategy that works for you. One thing that I forgot to ask you, Giovanna, is once you get your residency or your visa using the Friendly Nations or the Golden Visa, how long does it take to get a Panamanian passport? Can you get a Panamanian passport once you have your residency? Can you apply for a Panamanian passport?
Yes, depending on the nationality. But in general, if you have 5 years of residency, you are eligible for Panamanian citizenship and obtain the Panamanian passport. For example, in Colombia, if you have 1 year residency, after 1 year of being a permanent resident, you can apply for citizenship after 1 year. But in general, United States, Canada, is 5 years to get a passport.
But it's something possible. And nowadays, Panamanian passport is open in many countries in Europe and Latin America. So it's a good passport to have
Mhm.
if you want to have another option, a second or third option. So this is very interesting. So what are the advantages other than the taxes we've talked about, and also when you have the discounts that you get as a retiree, or if you get as a pensionado? What else is attractive about getting a residence in Panama? To close this matter.
Yes, I think that we have to mention the cost of living, because what I've noticed is that when visitors come to Panama, they see that, for example, an Uber costs $2, $3, $4 for a ride, and back in their countries it can cost 15, 20, 25, and even more. So that's very convenient. Also, the reason that in Panama we have a lot of produce, like directly from our country, the vegetables, the fruits are very fresh, and the cost is also not that high, and that's good also for health reasons. And we have in Panama City the fish market, and the seafood is also very fresh. So people looking for better lifestyle and health, they are getting out of some of the countries because they put things on the food or things like that, and the way they eat makes them fat. So I see that also the cost of being in a restaurant is also very good, and the lifestyle, because Panama is very international, has a lot of restaurants, bars, nightlife, and it's very easy, and people here are very friendly and accept all types of nationalities, cultures, and we are very respectful on that. So that's another reason to be here.
That it sounds like Panama offers a welcoming environment for foreigners seeking to live, retire, invest here.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Giovanna, for sharing these valuable insights with us today. It's really useful for my clients and people that are looking for options.
Exactly. And Ciara, I think it's also important to mention the weather. Right now, it's winter time in many countries. So it's a good option, to buy a property here, put it on a rental while they are maybe in the summertime in Europe or in Canada, and then come back when it's winter. That a lot of people are doing that right now.
That's true. Here in Panama, you can go out and do your sports all year long. All year round, you can go fishing, surfing, uh, running, anything, biking,
Golfing.
everything. Yeah, we have a little bit of rain and summer all year long. So that's a plus too.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Okay, and finally, well, we invite you to like and share this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe, follow us, and contact us. We have the contacts in the link below, Ciara's company, Engels Volkers, and how to contact her for real estate, and our information for residencies and visas.
If you have any questions, you can ask them in the question in the chat box. You can ask anything you like, and Giovanna and I can answer them for you.
Exactly. You can comment also if you want to learn more about anything else.
Okay. Thank you, Giovanna.
Thank you, Ciara. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.